Hi guys, it's me, Maguire again, with a new Ultraliga content for you. So what I want to do in this video is a quick recap of the latest week of Ultraliga. We started like four days ago. We had our first inaugural week of the Ultraliga. We played 2 sets of matches, so basically 4 matches a day, since we have 8 teams, so that's how it goes. Here are the standings. I mean, standings are here, but here are the results of those games. So basically, I'm just gonna take you through little tweaks and games that I think stood out as a more interesting ones. So we started off with the game between Pride and Wisła Płock. As you can see, Wisła Płock won, but the game was not so obvious, since Pride started with a draft. I'm gonna show you something. The tendency in Poland is to pick Karma, but actually Polish players don't know yet how to play Karma. I don't like this pick in the Polish league yet, because I think it's the same. It's similar situation to the Silas when he came into the league. Just people started spamming him, but they did not know how to play him to the limits. What is also really popular in Ultraliga is playing Lucian. You don't see it across any other like bigger leagues, maybe regional. It could be played, but basically what I want to start off with is that Wisła Płock has Nachowski. He's a coach. He's been in the every playoff ever since we started Ultraliga, and he likes to draft more of the standard things, the compositions that work all around the world. So you can see a better scaling, more balanced composition on the right side, less comfort zone picks such as, I don't know, Karma or Lucian for the Pride. You can also see some bans just specifically against some players like Baron. He really likes to play Jarvan, so it was taken off the table. Here it's Zillion, because Hosi and Pirka sometimes can play him, mostly Pirka, but what is really nice in Wisła Płock, they have one super experienced player in Unknown, and he was given Pike this time, and basically he just destroyed guys on Pike. So I'm gonna take you through the early game that went really well for Pride. The button on Olaf got so fed, and you could actually just believe that Pride is going to win, because they had Infernal. Wisła Płock made some stupid mistakes. They took fights they shouldn't. They took like the longer road for a better builds, like for example the Renifer. He started off with the BF Sword instead of the components for the Essence River, and then he actually bought Essence River, so he really slowed down his build path. What you can see, that the composition on the left side is much harder to execute than the composition on the right side. Basically here you just have some initiation, some catch potential. You have Pike, who just is always going to jump around, and in the chaotic games he will find his way to snowball the game. And also Sivir and Ryze, they scale pretty well, so they did not have to force things such as this fight, because the Banek actually started Infernal, and they got caught by the X-Germ. So basically, until like 20th minute, Pride was controlling everything. Just look at the gold. Gold is not such a big difference, but look at the player stats and state of the game. They took already 2 towers, they have 2 dragons, they have Victor, who actually bought QSS really early on. It's pretty common in Poland that players really respect enemies' corners. You're not gonna see it in any other bigger league, since they, I don't know, draft Tamkench or draft Alistar and Olaf like here. So Banek actually had a really difficult job to catch anyone, because, you know, Karma is just gonna run away. Victor can put his gravity field down, and such stuff. So basically, I think it was not a wrong decision for Vashi to buy QSS, but he definitely slowed down his power spikes because of that. And the game just looked like Pride had it in the pocket, but then they just did not do anything with the lead, and the game just snowballed back to the Wisła Płock side. They had some great fights with Unknown, who actually played out of his mind on this spike, and of course just Ryze and Sivir scaled. So definitely Pride shows some great promise, but they did not know how to end the game, how to snowball harder. So it's typical for any team that is new. So I think that will do for the first game. The second match, everyone everyone predicted that Devils 1 is gonna win. Like, if you remember, in my tier list, Devils 1 was put in the S tier, and Actina Pact was put in the D tier. So basically the best team and the worst team against each other. And I gotta tell you, Devils 1 just completely trolled the game. The drafts were okay. Oh, that's me. Let's go to the drafts. Where is it? Yeah. The drafts were pretty good. I gotta say, like, I would definitely go with the Devils 1 draft, since they had so much comfort in their draft. They had so many just good champions in their draft, like Matisław. I told you, 30 KDA on Zoe throughout the whole career that he played. Rek'Sai von Synkrov, he did not win any official games in Polish League with Rek'Sai, but still it's a really decent jungler. And also just Erdot and Lacker on Rek'Sai and Xayah and Rakan, it looks really scary. And I did not like Braum and Kai'Sa for enemy teams, since it looked like, oh, they're not gonna survive through that. Of course, they got Atrax, who is pretty good. And the story of this game is actually just Varian smurfing completely. I told you, this guy is a coin flip. He could, of course, like lose his team a game, but still he just completely smurfed. And at first, 4-1 to Pact, they had a dragon advantage. Devils 1 got some tempo by swapping their lanes, but Rakan and Xayah, they did not work well. Like, I could find you some ganks of Varian that he actually snowballed bot side really well, because he did some great ganks. So this was the biggest upset. Like, no one actually believed in Pact, and they played a decent game. And I got to tell you that Devils 1 just did not stand up to the challenge that Pact put. So many haters of Devils 1 just actually went on Twitter and hard flamed Devils 1 for that. Of course, Aggressivo was sick. Of course, the coach, the head of esports, told the community that he has given 1 week of a free time for the Devils 1. But I think those are just excuses. They just played bad, and there's no explanation for that. So basically, you can rewatch that game. It's really good. I mean, the game is not great, but it's a pretty good show, because no one expected Pact to win, and they had some great TeamSpeak comms that you can listen to on, I think, Flash Twitter. He uploaded that. We'll probably do the same. I'm not sure, but what I noticed during that game was Zamulek building really defensive, but he dealt most damage in the game. Like, he dealt 25k damage, and the most the second best in his team was, I don't know, like 13 or something. So I criticize him for a really defensive build, because he finishes that off with Zonia, so he has no real critical damage in his build, but it worked out. And I actually thought the Devils 1 is going to bounce back, because they had strong Zoe, they also had like strong cannon. He has 3 items, he's going to do well in teamfights. And also Xayah, she just farmed, and they did not win. So that was really obscene for me to see Devils 1 in really bad shape. Hopefully they bounced back in the second game of the week. We also had some really hot discussion about the things. Next, Rogue Esports Club against Aves. It was not an interesting game. I mean, Aves just got stomped because Finn and Selfie snowballed out of their mind. Hiku showed some mistakes. He died solo once, I believe, or twice. I mean, he had a solid game, but he made some really unfamiliar mistakes for a LCS player or LEC player. So I was kind of underwhelmed with his performance. But Finn and Selfie just... I could show you one clip where Selfie just 100 to 0's enemy ADC in a second. So I'm not sure where is it, but it was just... It's a GIF on the Ultraliga side. I'll maybe find it later. But basically, not an interesting game. Aves, they just draft completely random stuff. Like, they pick Zac in the first rotation. They pick Areto Koki because David Sonek only plays 3 champs. They play Yorick for whatever reason. Like, their team comps, their drafts are completely random. So, I don't know how it will work against better teams like Rogue Esports Club. They just completely destroy them. So yeah, basically 7-0 Finn, 8-1 Selfie. That looked like it. I am not gonna waste more time on this game. And the last one, Illuminator Gaming against Pirate Sports. We all thought that Pirate Sports could be a dark horse of the Ultraliga. But this game was just disaster. I mean, Visik had a not bad showing, but Snower, they played around Snower, that I think is not a great idea when you have players like Katskos or Damba in your team. So basically level 1 Illuminator Gaming just got red buff. But actually Visik pathed really smart and got back the red buff and stuff. So it's not a great... It wasn't a really big mistake from them. But yeah, Blue 45 and Dambai Blue 45th. And Dambai, they got solo killed twice or thrice, I'm not sure. They just kind of trolled their lane, because you can see 30 farm to 50 against Lucian Bram. Okay, it's a strong lane, but you have Sivir and Lux, and you have TP, so you should have advantage. Of course, you're not gonna take fights, but you can just shove the wave all the time. And I was really just underwhelmed with how it went. Snower got Yasuo like out of nowhere. I think they are practicing a lot, but he died like 3 times with his flash on. So it was not a great game from him. After all, Illuminator game just snowballed the whole game and like actually dumpstered the enemy. So Pirate Sports did not surprise us in the positive way. So it's the end of the day 1. As you can see, mostly blue side won, but I don't think it's the issue of the blue side. Of course, here Devil's One should have won. Here I think Pride had stood a great chance of winning. But the second day is actually more interesting, because Devil's One had a really bizarre game against Devil's One. I mean, by bizarre I mean they opted for something special in draft. And by that I mean they went for a Kog'Maw, then they went for a Karma. So yeah, basically you can also watch our video about Yumi. It's a great piece from Tomasz the Fake on Milaniuk. Let me see. Okay, so here's the draft. So basically I call this draft, it's like a juggernaut draft kind of composition, because you play around Kog'Maw. It was not so hard about Kog'Maw, but basically Lacker just stood and right clicked in the late game. I called this composition like Protect the President, because it's basically just giving shields and healing your Kog'Maw. So yeah, Wisłopolski again, pretty standard draft, just with a twist of Pyke top lane. Like you can see Sejuani, Ryze, Sivir, Rakan. It's so standard because Nachowski is drafting. And here we can see that Zetril actually trusts his players, and he went with the Kog'Maw, which was it was not Kog'Maw with Manamune like we saw in the LPL, but still it went great. Let me find you some team fights from the late game. Just Lacker just stood in a place and actually auto attack, because you can see that he has Karma that actually bought him Ardent Sensor for the second item. He also has Braum and Nico that can zone well. So basically, who can go on the Kog'Maw this time? Like, of course, you can initiate with Rakan and maybe follow up with Seju or Pyke, but it's really hard thing to do. Aggressivo got solo killed once against Unknown, so we could see that he had not great week, but still, Devil's One just managed to win. I think it's going to be around here. Yeah, where Lacker just stands in the place and auto attacks. Yeah, you can see he's just standing in a place. He uses QSS. He's just autopiloting. Look at that. You might have thought for a moment that Wisłopolski is going to actually turn that around, but no. Grenifer, he's running away. I think it's going to be one last fight around here. Yeah, pretty much. Like, just look at the Lacker. It's Kog'Maw on 3 items. I mean, 2 items in QSS and boots, so I don't really count it as 3 items, but he's just standing. He's 200 HP, and Unknown is just about to respawn, but he has no ultimate. Like, imagine Pyke had ult here. He would just kill everybody. But yeah, Lacquer is 400 HP, he is life sealing, that's a good idea. And now he got a shield for 800 or something like this. He's just standing in a place and right clicking, like Hossi stood no chance against that. Yep, so that was the story of the game, Wisła Płock against Devils 1. Wisła Płock did not surprise as well, they did not show the great performance. Basically, I don't think they will be fighting for the top spots. I think they'll be fighting more with Pride and Pirate Sports about being 4th. But Eliminator Gaming and Devils 1 and Rogue Esports Club, they are just too good for them. And next, Rogue Esports Club against Pride. So Pride actually lost the game day before, but this game was really intense. Like, no one thought Pride could put up such a great fight against Rogue, because we have seen what Rogue did, and like they drafted Yumi Sivir, like, okay, you are done. But Pride went for something really interesting, really intelligent play from them, because they drafted Cassiopeia and Nautilus in the bot lane. So basically it counters Yumi because she can't jump to someone if she's on the miasma. And actually Hikyu and Braxo died one solo to these guys. Color had a really good game against Finn, because Gnar was just camped 1v2 out of his mind. Like, they came to the top lane every 2 minutes, and he still was pretty close in the farm. He did not die a lot, he could still fight Finn on the side. Varshi, he played also pretty good against Selfie, who got his like comfort pick in the Victor, and behaved, he just missed every Sejuani ult. Like, it was like, we have so disgusting players in Poland that play Sejuani. Like, Visek and Behave, they just can't ult the right targets. Hopefully it is going to change, but yeah, Pride actually was winning this game. And the worst thing that they did, I'll show you. It was during the Baron fight. I think it's around here. Probably. No. Yes. No. Oh, it's not Baron yet. Okay. Shit. You can see, like, Pride is pretty comfortable in the chair, in the driving seat right now, because they have 1.5k difference in the gold. They have 3 dragons, of which 2 are the mountain drakes. So imagine just Cassiopeia going to attack the Baron. It's gonna die in 2 seconds. And they got some great catches. They had pretty good team fighting comp. Like, imagine fighting the Cassio, Nautilus, Nico and Gnar in the Baron pit. Like, Gnar and Jarvan also is a great comp. Great combo, since you can just ult with Gnar into the Jarvan's ult. And enemy players are not so mobile. Like, if Sivir or Victor have no flash and they get ulted by, I don't know, Gnar or anything, they are just gonna die. So I'll take a closer look at this fight, because Baton, who had a great game, he controlled completely out of his mind, just completely threw the game by this play. Like, you can see he jumped on Behave. He wanted to go back with the EQ, Dragon Strike and the Flag combo to actually knock up the Sejuani, but he got bursted down by Selfie, and Behave had just a easy job to flash over and smite it. So basically that's the point where the game turns around 180 degrees, and Pride just loses. Here also Finn has a great engage. Like, he dodged most of the stuff, and well, Pride just had the game in the pocket, but they threw it. They threw it away. Okay, sometimes we have some funny, not funny, cringy moments during our broadcast. So basically, the next game was Actina Pact against Eliminator Gaming. Eliminator won, and everyone was like, "Yeah, Pact is going to smash them because they won against Devils 1. Devils 1 is shit, and Pact is amazing." And I'm like, dude, if they are going to beat Eliminator, okay, then I'm on a hype train all along. I'm gonna jump there and just root for the Pact, but they just got completely obliterated. Like, this was, I think, the most one-sided game in the whole Ultraliga so far. Yeah, everyone just placed their bets on the Pact, Illuminer, Pokestyle and Delord. This duo is actually popping off. They had amazing games. Okay, Oren, once he killed Castellan solo in the mid lane. That was interesting, but other than that, Pact had no say in this game. Oh yeah, it's the solo kill. Nice flash, by the way, Oren. I mean, I can't blame him for that, but I can blame Castellan for not using his flash, for not waiting for the stopwatch. By the way, look, 5 stopwatches. Like, you play against Zed and you have 5 stopwatches. Just imagine Oren, what he's thinking right now. Like, who am I gonna ult in the next 10 minutes? But yeah, I mean, Pact got some kills, mostly because Illuminer just overextended. And again, really high priority on Karma, and again, she did not win. She did not have a great success. But yeah, basically it's the 20th minute and they are getting to the second tier tower in the mid lane. So that was not an interesting game, that was just a stomp from the Illuminer Gaming. And the last game, let me see, Pirates against Aves. It was one of the longest games, I mean, for sure the longest game this year, but one of the longest games in the history. I think there has been only one longer game, but dude, both of those teams had no idea how to approach the Baron in the late game. And Aves had a great composition in the late game, like, till the 30th minute, you can see David Sonic, he really likes to play like this 1v9 champs. Until the 30th minute, let me check if it's true. Yeah, he had he had zero presence in the game because he's 0-0-0. He's just farming on Victor, and you can see like it's the 30th minute and he has no free items. He doesn't have free items yet. But yeah, basically Pirates, the Pirate spots. Oh my god, that game, like, you just should have snowballed. You have some initiation in especially Syndra and Alistar. You can also speed up your teammates with Karma, and the enemies are just farming, and oh, this game was disgustingly bad. Like, the teams had no idea how to put the vision, but there were some great fights, and yeah, let me see. Okay, finally, David Sonic has some presence in the game. But yeah, 45th minute, still no end of the game. You can see that the ADCs had the full builds. Dambai actually bought the Boots of Swiftness, and Trenny actually sold his boots to buy another crit item, so he has 100% crit and 2 lifesteal items. Yeah, this game. I'm gonna show you one thing in the last team fight, because it's just amazing. You'll actually just you will not believe that. Okay, keep your eyes on the Alistar, and keep your eyes on the enemy team, and keep your eyes on what he does right now. Look at the great engage of Alistar. Boom! Oh my god, it was so good. Let's look at that in the 0.5 0. Okay, no. Okay. Guys, get ready. It's amazing. It's the best Alistar combo you have ever seen. He has flash, he has ult, he has everything. He comes out of the vision, flashes, and BAM! He almost got the scuttle crab. That was close. I mean, oh my god, this game was really bad, and I had to cast it like for 55 minutes. It was the last game of the day, and all games took like not so much time, so we were really optimistic that this game is going to be quick as well, but no, man, it did not happen. And like, Avis is trying to finish the dragon, but oh, here is your jungler. Dragon also resets. Dragon is taken by the downbuy. He took like 3 objectives this game. I think he took 2 Barons and 1 Elder Drake or something, so Visik has not had a great game, especially with smites and his ults. I call it like scoring a goal, since most of the times he would just have 2 enemies and put his ult between them. But yeah, after all, Pirates won, and I think we had high expectations of this team. They had a great branding. They have a great branding. They are a really good organization, but the team is just not delivering in the Summoner Swift. Hopefully they'll improve and bounce back in the later stages of the Ultraliga, but right now I'm really underwhelmed with them. So the final standings after the week 1 are like this. Rogue is winning 2-0. They had one great game against Avis, where they completely smashed, and the second game was shaky, so I'm kind of underwhelmed as well with the showing of the Rogue, but I will have to see them against Devil's One and Illuminer Gaming to give my full opinion. Illuminer is actually surprisingly playing well. Like, these guys, I did not have high expectations for them. I mean, of course, the third place would be my bet after what I've seen throughout the years, but right now I'm thinking like, dude, they could win it all if they keep playing like this, because they look like a great team, and I really like it, because then we will have 3 great teams representing Poland and fighting for the top spots. Devil's One, I think it was a hiccup against Pact, then they just smashed Wisła Płock completely, so I would like to see them more like that in the coming weeks. Pirate Sports, as I told you before, rather underwhelming. I think we had too high of expectations of them, but I think they can grow and they can show some great promise in the future. Actina Pact, still I think the worst team, but maybe they can fight with Avis for the 7th place. Maybe with Avis or Pirate Sports, I'm not sure right now, but like, I am still not convinced by the one game they won against Devil's One. They could win the game against SKT, and I would still not be convinced. Wisła Płock, I don't know. They can't play proactively. I think it's really hard for them to like have this spark. Unknown has showed some ideas in the games that he can lead the team, but what if he gets something not as influential as Pike into the game? I'm really concerned about this team. Pride, even though they're 0-2, I think they could battle for the top 4 spots, because they had really hard games in the beginning. I mean, Wisła Płock was not hard, and actually I think Pride just lost on their own accord this game, but they almost beat Rogue Sports Club, and if they just can eliminate those little mistakes, then they could be a great team. And Avis, okay, I think I changed my mind. I think Avis is gonna be last and not Actina Pact. I mean, those two teams are just actually the weaker side of the Ultraliga. So I think I'll be doing a coverage of every week. If you like it, I'll do a coverage of each team with the more detail, with the in-depth. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you will rewatch some of the games. The ones I suggest is Pride against Rogue Esports Club and Devil's One against Actina Pact. I think those are the most interesting ones. And yeah, thank you for watching again. Goodbye. See you in the next video.